Hi everybody, this is Violet and I am here to kind of give you a crash course in Bakes on Mesh and how to use the OpenPony Deer Kit. I see a lot of people are struggling with figuring out how the Deer Kit works, and I figured a video would make everything kind of easier on everybody involved. So right now I have unboxed a fresh OpenPony mare. This is everything that comes with her. I recommend just, right click and just adding everything, replacing your current outfit and just wearing everything that comes in the box. Right now, this pony has the mare base on, she has the hair base on, she has the skin base on, skirt base, she has the alpha on, she has, basically everything I want that comes on in the box. To properly activate Bakes on Mesh, you're going to want to remember to put on the skin base. You need at least one of these blank layers here with 3 orange boxes that come with your kit. You're going to want the hair base. And you're going to want to remember that if you have the alpha on, this will not work. When you go to the next step, I'll show you really quick what that does. So you want to activate Bakes on Mesh, which in your OpenPony customization HUD, this little horse right here, that will open up this. I see a lot of people choosing to tint their horse and then trying to activate Bakes on Mesh and do all that. No, that is unfortunately not correct. You're gonna want to activate Bakes on Mesh from here, and you'll notice that your pony kind of gets all wonky and stuff starts to go away. That's because you're still wearing your alpha layer. You need to not wear your alpha layer. And then your pony will show up, completely white and ready to go. So right now, what you have is Bakes on Mesh enabled. And from here, your pony will respond to different tattoo layers that are included in my kits. This includes any marking kits that I've given you and things like that. Now, I see another issue, I mentioned it a little bit briefly previously, is what people will do is they'll go, oh, okay, now I'm Bakes on Mesh, so I'll tint my pony any color that I want. So let's say you want your pony to be blue, you tint yourself blue, and then you go and you put on a tattoo over top of this, and you're like, why can't I tint it X color? Why won't it tint properly? That's because this is not what you're supposed to tint. You need to leave this, HUD alone after you finish that. So make sure your pony is like a flat white afterwards, and I will teach you how to properly tint your pony. So you're gonna want to go to the OpenPony blank layer here, and you're going to want to go to Edit. Now you won't see anything come up. It's all completely flat color. This will also work with the velvet layer. It'll work with any layer that's like this. So when you're editing your pony, you go here instead, and you select a color. It could be any color. Let's say it's like this, periwinkle kind of blue. Okay, so we've got our base color for our pony. We save that, exit, and let the pony refresh. So you have now a kind of like periwinkle colored blue pony. And this is how you tint when you are trying to also use tattoos and stuff. So let's say, for example, we'll leave this mare box alone. Actually, you know what? I am going to need one more thing from the mare box. And right under the alpha is OP OpenPony Alphas. And you will need this layer later. When we get to the deer kit, we're going to have to use it to kind of get rid of some parts of our leg. So we'll keep that for now. If I search, let's try this. I have my Paint Pony kit. Let's go there really quick, and I will show you what happens. So when I put on any marking, on my pony's head, or wherever. Right now we're using one of the head markings. We can go to edit, and you will not, when you right click, you go to edit here in order to tint it. So if you're tinting that white, let's say, you save it, you let the pony refresh, everything comes back into view, and what you get is a perfectly white marking sitting on top of your head. So now, any of these layers here, all these paint layers that you have, all the marking layers, this is from a previous kit, you can add any of them and tint them whatever color you want. And from what I understand, there's not really much of a limit to how many you can add. The max amount of markings I've heard that you can add would probably be around 80 or so. And I mean, really, it's just up to you which attachments you feel like using. There she is. Okay, and this also will give you a good idea of just, you don't have to wear this part, really. I think that's just one of the default textures I used. But this, all of this, is the complete list of what you will be needing to wear in order for, this. Of course, some of this is the alpha HUD and the wings, and you don't need it, really, any of this. But mostly this would be what you need. So definitely the hair base, the skin base, the shape. You will need your mare. You'll need the customization HUD. You'll need the ears, the AO, the alphas, not the alpha, but the alphas, plural. You will need the open pony blank layer and the skirt base for coloring your wings. And that should be it. Anything extra is just really, me wanting those specific parts on. For the actual deer kit, this is just kind of an initial crash course in how to apply stuff. So if we go to deer kit, and we have the deer mod kit with everything in it, make sure I go down there. Should be. So you get deer mod kit, and you have it in the box, and you get a box of UV maps. You get the bases and the markings here, and you get the body parts and the textures here. And you'll want to unpack those individually. I've separated them for your convenience, so I'm sorry if, it's actually more confusing. I try my best. There we go. There's everything. If you would like to make sure that they're all in the same folder, you could always just go to recent and just drop one folder into the other folder, and now you've got it all, kind of in the same place. So what I've given people initially to start out with, I'm going to retint this while I talk. So what I've given people to start with is kind of, a crash course. It's got, the UVs in it. It's got some fluffy textures. It's a little bit of everything. Let me edit it really quick and change this, edit that blank layer, and change it back to white for the sake of the tutorial here. But you kind of get everything you need. This is just how to apply textures to parts. If you're used to modding, then you res a part, you apply the texture, you add it. It's really easy. It comes with instructions on how to initially start bakes on mesh, which kind of just gives you pretty much what I've told you here, step by step. So if you are using, let's say, we'll start with the tintable stuff really quick. Oh, that's not the part you want to find, the hooves. So you want the hooves, you want deer legs, and the deer legs come sometimes textured, I think, sometimes not. I have to go back and check, but right now you get the deer legs, and they come with funny text on them. What does the funny text do? Well, the funny text is how the bakes on mesh is assigned to each leg. So when you are wearing one of the flat layers, let's say I would like to change my pony skin to look like a deer instead of this blank pony, what I would do is I would wear, let's say, because the bottom fluffs on this are black, I want my pony to be black. So I would then add the black base here, a BOM deer black base, on top. Now, it's important that this is on the top layer, because whatever tattoo layer or whatever universal layer, this is called a universal layer, that you use on top will appear above other tattoos or markings. So please remember that if you put on a layer and you cannot see it, that it's probably supposed to be on top of another part. So if I were to take this black base, for example, and put it underneath this, which I can show you that in Edit Outfit. So let's say we want the black base to be underneath the white, which you shouldn't do, but for an example, if we take the black base and we put it underneath by using this little down button here in Edit Outfit, and we save it, and we go back, what'll happen is that it is now underneath of the white layer. And now, because the white layer covers the entire pony, you can no longer see it. So it's almost as if it's not there at all. So instead of doing that, you want to make sure that your base layer, and now we can remove this, your black base layer needs to be the only layer on the pony to start with, if you are using the black base layer. Because right now, the black base that I'm wearing, as you can see, there's no feet, there's no hooves on it. The black base layer already comes with markings already on it. If you want to make your own pony with its own markings, instead of using the bases that I have provided you, what you will want to do is you will want to use the OP blank layer, and from there, tint it your desired color, and very carefully add on top of the blank layer your individual spots and markings. And I recommend that you make sure at all times that if you are using any noses, like the black nose or the red nose, that you add them to your pony last so they show up on top. That's very important. This can be very confusing at first for people who are not familiar with the system. So please forgive the long-winded explanation. I feel like, this is very important. If you are doing that, then you will have no problem tinting your pony or adding whatever spots you want. You can add spots one over top of the other if you want to. So let's say I would like to add the natural deer spots here, but I also want something kind of like cute and fun. So on top of that, as soon as my pony refreshes herself, you'll see that she's got also the snowy soft spots on top. And when this texture loads properly, you can already kind of see it now, that you get kind of this like cute, sparkly, soft dapple snow effect on top. So you can see that using that, you can make any number of combinations and make a particularly cute pony. You'll have a very nice result. So let's say you want to now put on your hooves and stuff. Well, if you want to put on your hooves, you simply add them. There's not much to them. They should come with a texture that you can edit if you are a modder. And if you have trouble modding the hoof and you need a texture, or if you need help, please feel free to contact me. My username is ClockworkPat. I can absolutely provide you with the proper UVs. I've had a couple of people contact me about UV issues, and I will be glad to give you a completely, excuse me, a completely full permission set of UVs, so you can use those. For the deer kit, you also receive a couple different sizes of horns. You get like, you know, little nubby baby horns to large horns. What we're gonna do now, though, is add our legs, which, as we can see, are already textured to match the black layer here. And as soon as you add your leggies, let me just move these over to the side really quick here. As soon as you add your legs, you want to open up this Open Pony Alpha HUD, and you want to get rid of your feet all the way up to about here, a little bit more, so about there. Yep, that's it. If you have trouble with the way that they appear, always make sure that the alpha mode, up until this bottom fluff, and I'll show you on here as well, the alpha mode for every face on this needs to be set to none at all times. However, on the bottom, right where the fluffs are, it needs to always be set to alpha masking at all times. And you need to have a mask cut off right here in this box. Alpha masking at 190. That is how they are meant to be displayed. That's how they're sent to you out of the box. If you have any issues with that, again, feel free to contact me. My name is Clockwork Bat Resident. I'm forgetting my own name. And I can help you figure that out. But I recommend that you thoroughly read the note card and you watch this video first before contacting me. That way I know that, you know, you've given it your best shot and you've tried your best. Now this instructional guide here, this part is for anyone who wants to make their own colored deer pony. Let's say, or even, I guess you could even use it for a regular pony or anything if you felt like it. So to use my stuff and make a pony with these hooves, basically from scratch, make sure you're wearing the Open Pony blank layer. And on your legs, you select face and edit linked. You click those two boxes. And you click one of the bottom boxes here, one of the bottom-most layers. Hold shift and click all of the leg parts on the bottom, all of these fluffy bits. In your box, for the deer base markings and, like, you know, body textures and all of that, you'll want to find, let me see if I can find it really quick. The leg fluff flat texture, which is no transfer. You'll want to click and drag onto each bottom fluffy, like this. Or you might have to hold shift and drag it over. Or control. It depends on what version and what browser you're using. However, I'm pretty sure it's just a shift drag. You shift and drag it over here, and you make sure that it's set to alpha masking. It should be mask cut off at 190, and all of these should remain set to none. And that's it. Now you have a flat, fluffy texture for the bottom of your leggies. What do I do if I want to be a color other than white? Well, that's very simple. I'm going to remove the legs that I was wearing before. And I'm going to go back to my blank layer in my mirror box, or, you know, you can just edit your appearance. Go to edit. In the color tint box down here at the bottom, you want to select your color. So let's say I want to be, I don't know, I'll go back to blue. So let's pick a nice kind of a neutral true blue. Now, you want to take that color and you want to save its value. So you put it in any one of these little ticky boxes. You just click and drag to save it. You press OK. And then you go back. and then you click out and it'll save your color. So let's see. On the Open Pony, you can also tint individual parts. So what I'll do for the ears and stuff like that is I'll usually come up here, and since this is Bakes on Mesh, it's a little bit different. So I'll just switch this to blank so I can have the white ears on the inside of my ears after selecting them individually, like I did with the feet. And then I will close that out, and now I have an inside of my ears that is white. So that being not as important, you want to take your hoofs that you just did, or your leggies, and you want to wear those. And you can see that now Bakes on Mesh has changed itself to match the color that your leggies are supposed to be. Let's see yeah, my pony is still tinted. I know what is wrong. So sometimes you'll end up with kind of like a color inconsistency. That's because my pony is actually tinted out of the box. So even though you are tinting your own pony and everything, it will still come pre-tinted. So what you want to do to combat that is to select the parts of the pony that are just the base. Let's see. This is why you don't want a tinted pony, pretty much, because then your legs won't completely match. So you want to push that up to a white color once you select all the faces. This is every face selected, except for those and that. And you want to make it sorry, this is off the cuff, so there will be mistakes. You want to make it white, press OK, and now your leggies will completely match. So there is a problem that I've seen. After you get this far, how do you tint the fluffies? What do you do? So it's really difficult because remember, you're wearing the original Open Pony body, right? And the fluffies are underneath of the mesh that is, used for the hooves on the Open Pony. So it becomes very difficult to tint. It's hard to get in there. Let me fix my chest really quick here. I'm realizing that was off as well. So what do? The answer to that is before you put your leggies on, I did. Let me detach those legs. Before you put your legs on, you're going to want to make sure that you've already tinted them the color of your pony. And this is, you can edit them while you have them on. However, that's going to be a pain. So you want to do the same thing as you saw me do right there. I'm sure some people are like confused. They're like, what did you do? So you're going to want to right-click Edit, select Face, Edit Linked. Here, you want to click the bottom fluffy. Hold Shift and click all of the fluffies like before. Then you go to the color box, you click it, and you select the color that you want to use. So I want to be blue. I select blue, click OK, and then you take the leggies and then you put them on, just like I did. And now you have blue legs that match your blue pony or blue deer pony. And now you have a completely blank base to work with. And from here, you can add anything. So let's say you want to be, you want the black nose. That's something you can add last, unless you know that you don't want any of the face markings. So let's say I want, what do I want to use? Let's say, one of the tummy markings, maybe. Let's say white ear tip. How about we start with those? So you want both your ear tips to be white. These two ear tips here, you right click, add, and all of a sudden you've got little white tip ears on your pony to work with. Now you've got those, and those match your inner ear, so it looks cute. Let's say you want one of the underbellies that I use. So you like the belly from before, but now you wanted a blue one. So if you like the tummy, you can just wear this tummy. And this will, oh, I need to shade that. So this is what happens when you do stuff off the cuff. So you want to shade this. I'm sorry, I want to change that. You want to, shade the underbelly. You don't like it white. You're like, no, I don't want that color. So if you want to, change it to a different color, all you got to do is go here and tint it. In the color and tint box, you right click edit and you tint it. So let's say I want it to not be white, but let's say I want it to be kind of a lighter blue. Well, I'll select the blue that I just used and lift up the value so you get a lighter blue, and then I'll save that. Excuse me. And then now when this refreshes, I've got a light blue belly. Look at that. And it's all the way around as well. It goes all the way under the tummy and, everywhere. So now you've got a light blue belly that you can use, which is useful because now you know that you can tint any of these markings to be any color that you want. You can have anything, which is why I love this system so much, because now you can, make any possibility. You can be any color. So, after that, you can just add whatever you want. And from this point forward, I'll just show you some unique things I like to do when I am, messing around with the deer. So after you make your deer and you've got, whatever spots you want, you've got, whatever fluffies you want on, you want to keep it a specific color, or you want to use the leg markings that I've provided. I've seen people get confused a little bit at the leg markings. So let's start with the easy stuff. Let's start with the slanted leg mark. So when you receive the slanted leg mark, you should see your pony change right here at the very bottom. And you get 4 kind of little like slanty leggy marks that look a little bit more like a traditional deer marking. So for this, you want to make sure that instead of these being blue fluffies, you need them to be white fluffies instead. So let's go to, that's the mare box there. Here's the deer box. Body parts and textures, deer legs, mare. You'll want to remove those, you detach those from yourself. I think these might be white, yep. So you want to make sure that your deer legs are textured with the flat white texture at the very bottom, because that matches these leggies parts here. So that way you get the effect of having, that marking on your pony. This has been Violet, and I hope you enjoy the tutorial on the Open Pony Bakes on Mesh Kit. Have a good one.